And Moreno keeping in touch. And he switches play, settles things down for El Paso, 27th. Center circle Coronado, just past the midfield line in the attacking half. Moreno, another touch, defended by the teenager Montgomery. Amando looking to take him. Amando cutting back. Braxton Montgomery stood him up. First corner of the night for either side will be El Paso Locomotives. It'll come from the left side as they test Tristan Henry, who gets the start tonight. Has conceded the goal. It has not been the best beginning in Rising Red for Tristan Henry, the Canadian 31-year-old. A save percentage shy of 60%, which is kind of the bar for competent. He was solid in a couple of games last year for Memphis, a very decorated goalkeeper in the Canadian top flight. It'll be an in-swung ball for El Paso. On the far side of the pitch, just in front of the foul pole. Swings high, swings to the back post, left by Flood. Out for a rising throw. That is as tame of a corner kick as I have seen in any game this year.
Lots of work there for Tristan Henry to watch that one fly up and over his head. Not a whole lot for any side to do, but that's what you want. You don't want a lot of work for Tristan Henry tonight. He's had an up and down start to his season. If you can do him a favor, especially with an inexperienced back line, any favor, like that corner going right, is a huge one for Phoenix Rising.
Foul on El Paso is a defensive player denied Emil Quaisho space, so Phoenix have a free kick. That's also what I would argue is the best quality of Tristan Henry. The organization and keeping people in check. That is what we thought throughout the beginning of the preseason was going to keep him in the hunt for this job, and we thought it might even win him this job. His ability as a communicator, that's very important tonight when you look across that back line in midfield.
He is perhaps the loudest player on the entire roster, for better or for worse, but his organization, like you noted, is one of the most important factors to his game and should help tonight with a team that has struggled to man mark on the back, that has struggled to do their job when it comes to making sure that nobody slips into the back post. Tristan Henry's loud, he's proud, he likes to direct, he likes to organize where everybody's going to go, and I think that that should help Phoenix, well, at least for the rest of the hour.
Did you get a Harry Potter weekend gift here? That's what's going on tonight.
No. It's Christmas in July, man.
I think they're running both. Was there ever a Harry Potter movie that was primarily set in Christmas? Chumazzi, he won it deep. El Paso have it. They'll keep it in touch with Ruiz, looking for the run of Avila. It's over the head of Smith. Flood is trying to sweep. He's done well. Played back for Henry, and then for Colin Smith. Ryan Flood covering well in a left center back spot that, by my count, he's never played in his professional career. He's played as a left-sided center back in a 3-Kev. He was pretty good the final 15 minutes in Oakland, having to deputize in that role.
And he's also played as a striker, so at this point I really don't know what he can't do, at least in some competent way at the professional level, but for him, he's got his work cut out tonight.
DeRoma slicing a ball along the ground forward. A run for Wilmer Cabrera Jr., the leading scorer. Cut across and denied by Flood. It's another corner as Wilmer Cabrera Jr. raced into the 18 down the right channel. Played a low-driven ball along the ground through the 6, and Flood, no nonsense, pushed it away. Corner will come from the right side of El Paso's attacking space.
More strong play from Flood, and they missed that sweeping play of Asela Senge and Pop Maraboy, both of which now on the, well, not Pop Maraboy, but Asela Senge, who's played a lot as of late on the injury report. Now it's up to Ryan Flood to sweep.
In swung ball, it's Ruiz who will take it for Wilmer Cabrera's side. Looking for the lead in this one, just past the half-hour mark, 1-1. Swung in, first post, away by Flood. Back at the top of the box, bounces around, it's blocked away, not out yet, and Charlie Dennis will sweep it up, get his head up, take 3 touches in the box, and lump it long. Will that stay in touch for Darius Johnson? The answer, yes, until he fouled the defender. He was all over Alvaro Quezada. That makes sense. Johnson was chasing to keep it in. Quezada desperate to let it go out. 55% of the ball, 30 minutes into this game, have belonged to the home side tonight. 3 shots for each. All of them have been on target for Locomotive, 2 for Phoenix. We've seen a big chance for Rising. It was missed. That was the Charlie Dennis opportunity. But that pretty indicative of the way this game has flowed, partner.
Yeah, I really think it is. I think that Phoenix has kept themselves around enough in the lion's share of the ball, although they haven't had the majority of possession, and I think that they've done enough. But that missed chance, man, that was a huge one that Charlie Dennis just sort of flubbed, and I think that they're going to look at that at halftime and go, we should have converted here. It should be 2-1.
Moreno spins off Rizzo, lays along Ortiz, the center back on the right side, finding the feet of Cabrera Jr. Lost out to Quacio, middle park ping, plenty of space for the teenager. Spins away, lost out to DeRoma, El Paso regain, midfield line. DeRoma, Cabrera, Coronado. Creating space for the run of Moreno over the top. He made it too soon. Offside flag flies from the far side assistant Matthew Schwartz.
Now there's a lot of work here to do for Phoenix in terms of getting back into the swing of things. Just in the 33rd minute, you have about 13 minutes to operate plus stoppage time. There's probably not going to be a lot of that as of now. Can you find your moment? Here comes Sacco.
I think he was offside. That's the decision. So that time it was Bennett Savage who caught him. Isan Sacco leading.
Can you find your moment? Here comes Sacco.
Who caught him. Isan Sacco leading the line tonight for Phoenix Rising. 33rd minute. We apologize for any technical difficulties. Coronado, Chumazzi, and Ortiz. El Paso moving through midfield, making their way wide. Moreno switching Cabrera, looking 1v1 with Quacio, 34th, and backward forward to Roma. Spent some time in Casa Grande, Arizona, did Frank DeRoma, Barcelona Academy player. Went to Las Vegas Lights and bounced around MLS Next Pro, and he's back in the championship. He's a very good player. All of 5'4", but as tidy and as tucked away as a midfielder as you can really have. Ortiz, right side. Switching play long over the top. Moreno will let it bounce once, pick it up. He's onside in the attacking third, taking 2, 3, 4 touches into the box, running on Montgomery, shooting, blocked, and Colin Smith stepping in. Colin Smith looking to clear. He is fouled. Where would Phoenix Rising be without Colin Smith?
I have no clue. I have no clue. He has played, I think, 1,700 minutes, probably more now in 2025 across all competitions. There is absolutely no telling what there would be without their ever steady right back, turn center back, turn, I mean, anything and everything, every single game. It's like he never misses a moment. He has been so crucial every single game. You can't say enough good things about him.
You think he's the third choice goalie? Dude,
Yeah,
who would
at
you
this
say is
point-
the third choice goalie?
Well, probably Jan, but I mean,
Well, but I'm saying, like, if you can only
in a
put
week
two
like
on the
this where he
bench-
hasn't traveled,
Well, Jan is here, but in a week where, like, you've already used your goalkeeper sub, maybe you've allotted your subs and you got to throw them on. I wonder who that choice would be.
I would put Smith in goal.
I think Marga would do terribly in goal.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
Really? I don't disagree. It's quite the change in emotion there.
Sorry, I had to act shocked. No way! Yeah, probably.
Ricky Ruiz a touch outside his box. 36th minute. This game has become a little less expansive.
Yeah, it shrunk a little bit.
Touch for Torres in the middle of the park. There we go. Gabby Torres moving the ball left. Along the ground, Moreno. So much space being awarded to him by Braxton Montgomery. Lays along Torres. Did that take a touch or was he offside? Matt Thompson has signaled it as a throw in for Phoenix. That's the craziest graze of the ball I think I've ever seen. That ball didn't look like it changed trajectory.
Colin Smith knew it, though. He immediately asked the official to change the ruling that the linesman had given out, saying, no, it took a glance, and it was immediately given in his favor.
Beggars can't be choosers. Phoenix has the ball. I will not complain anymore. Ruiz clearing, finds the feet of Moreno. Fancy, clipped up, too close. Tristan Henry in his own 18-yard box. Off one hop. He looks good in the green, Tristan. fits the part.
Looks good in the jersey, man.
It's half the battle, you know.
It is. Look good, feel good, play good.
Dennis lost out. Didn't feel good in that situation. DeRoma has it for Locomotive. Too many touches. Ran into Rizzo. And there might have been a foul on Ping. And that is who Matt Thompson has told has committed the offense. Jamison Ping, the captain.
He's upset.
He's always upset.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, he gives me, and this is a little early, he gives me shades of Arturo Rodriguez. Super busy, super active, super annoying in a good way. Like, he's a gnat. He just sticks to you. He complains. He talks. Ball behind. Quezada, which is crazy because he looks like he doesn't shut up on the field.
yeah.
I don't know if I've ever heard Jamison Ping say a word off of the pitch. And he is the quietest little kid.
Well, he did a good little feature interview, and he didn't even really want to talk in that.
Service in, flicked along. That's a great goal from nothing. It's Wilmer Cabrera crashing at the far post, as he has done all season long. He scores again for El Paso. They are 2-1 in front, 38th minute. It came from nothing. Flipped wide, flipped in, and they lead.
Yeah, that's just good work there from Cabrera. It's a something out of nothing chance, and it's more work on the back post. I don't know how many times we can highlight it without it just feeling like, a broken record, but it's not. It's a consistent issue that has plagued this team for the last almost 2 months, and it feels like one that they just don't know how to solve. Maybe they just need their center backs back. Maybe they need guys to play in position, but at a certain point, you got to mark, and Wilmer was left wide open, and he smacks that one in. Nothing Tristan Henry can do about it.
That's a huge turning point for El Paso. Wilmer Cabrera Jr. was special in the month of May. He was the USL Championship Player of the Month. Had 6 goals and 2 assists in the month of May. In the last 6 games, he has not scored from open play. He has 1 goal since the start of June. Maybe that gets him going, and by proxy, gets his Locomotive side on the right track. Looks just like his dad. 2-1 Locomotive, and now rising, much as they had to in the early part of the season on the road in El Paso, will chase in the first half. That was a barn burner, 4-4. Mo Traore scored the goal of the season. El Paso led 4-1. They were 2-0 up in the first half. It ended 2-1, I think, at halftime. Marga, touch, third base, taken off of it by Torres, and it was touched by Gerald Margarita. Gabby Torres putting in a defensive effort there. By the way, the assist there, Gabby Torres.
Who would have thought?
Just thought I'd throw it in. It's a foul. Montgomery, you were saying?
If you're Phoenix, you can't let the cards sort of fall against you now. There's an opportunity here for El Paso just to sort of pile it on. This is a team on the other side in Rising Red that is sort of flustered right now. I think that they just want to get to the locker room and see what they can change after 45, but you got to survive the next 5 minutes, and they won't do that if they're sloppy. It needs to be cleaner.
Moreno, DeRoma, center circle, back Ortiz. Only 4 teams in the championship in all competitions this year have scored more than El Paso Locomotive. As this ball is clipped over the top. On the bright side for Phoenix, as Torres fouled Montgomery to get the advantage. On the bright side for Phoenix, only 1 team has conceded more in the USL Championship in all competitions than El Paso Locomotive. Going back to the negative side for Phoenix, that 1 team that has conceded more than El Paso Locomotive in all competitions is Phoenix Rising.
Yeah.
So, we were always destined for some goals tonight, I think. We got 8 when these 2 teams met up last. 2 of the top scoring teams, 2 of the worst defensive teams.
I mean, we're almost on pace. I mean, one more goal, and suddenly it's 4 for 4.
Quayshow, so much room, middle part, head up, clipping, looking for Dennis, flicked along Marga, right side, Gerald looking to get a touch. He does so, heels on the touch line, right side, he's dancing, runs into 2 defenders, Ruiz looking, and Ruiz will play it along the ground. Coronado, Ruiz clearing, Smith checking, bouncing, flicking, and picking it up again. A 2-man game, Flood and Smith. 42nd, 2-1 El Paso. They lead from trailing Great ball in behind. Looking is Dennis. He can't quite keep it in touch. I wonder how much that new dry turf played a part as that ball just skidded along the ground a couple of hops.
It literally floated.
Brothers floating in the air. Had to get it off.
42nd minute.
Should we swap? No.
Yes.
I'm good. Matt Thompson's telling him, hey, Matty, you got to play. El Paso looks like they want to get to halftime. They want to get a Southwest funnel cake. That's in section 1, 2, 3. Clipped along, headed away. Quacio got the touch last. Throw in Locomotive, right side, attacking third. That's good Route 1 stuff from Wilmer Cabrera's boys. Those drums are back.
Yes, they are. Very loud, and this crowd is back into it. El Paso's in the lead, and it feels like Phoenix just can't hold on to the ball. That's going to be their big issue on a night where they're shorthanded with the midfield that's not exactly experienced. Can they maintain the ball?
They've won it deep. Johnson spinning, Johnson losing, throw in rising. The bright side is, you've pointed out aplenty tonight. Reinforcements available for Phoenix, at least in the midfield. Not so much at the back, but Hope Avayevu can come on. You can see on Emmers, who left the pitch injured last week, can also feature. That is kind of the end of the list.
Palmer Boy.
I don't know if he's going to help you control. He might defensively at least. There's so much space. Moreno on the left side. Smith is closing it down. Moreno is striking. He's lifted it wide. Driven along the floor to the far post. Henry had it covered. It was wide of the white. And it is still 2-1, 44th minute. That's a great counter, though. They continue to pounce on opportunities to Locomotive.
They are shattering that left-hand half space in the final third for them offensively. They are on complete attack mode right now. El Paso feels firmly in control. What can you do in the next 90 seconds to reassert yourself in this game before you go back to the locker room? Do you just want to phone it in if you're Phoenix? I'm not too sure, but it starts with keeping the ball, and they still can't do that.
Margarita pressuring. Chumezi losing out to Sacco. There's a fistful of Isan Sacco in Kofi Chumezi, and it is one deep by El Paso. They clear it off of Margarita, and they win the throw.
Is the El Paso Locomotive mascot a bat?
Yeah, that's big out here. West Texas bats. They're huge in San Antonio. There's like a not that that's West Texas at all, but bats are a big thing in Texas.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
I guarantee you the bats are bigger in Texas.
1,000,000%. Not a chance they're not.
I don't want to encounter a bat in Texas. That thing probably is a literal vampire. Not an energy vampire, but
no.
A vampire. I know a few energy vampires. Ping, pushing away. Finds the feet of Rizzo, teen to teen, and then Montgomery overlapping. They almost collided. All three of them on the pitch. It was too heavily hit by Pierce Rizzo. Throw in El Paso deep in their half. Phoenix will set up a press to try and win it back. We'll see how much stoppage time is to come. 15 seconds left before we hit the 45 from Southwest University Park. Throw in Moreno, chesting back Ruiz, lumping it wide right. Moreno is making a run off the left as Cabrera picks it up on the right side. Fourth official, Cuauhtemoc Delgadillo, puts 2 minutes skyward, so we will play till at least the 47th in the first half. Ortiz, DeRoma, Ortiz, back for Jamali Waite. Phoenix content to settle. Wait for a mistake. Ruiz lifting long. Torres another darting run wide left from midfield. He's caused problems for Pierce Rizzo. Gabby Torres across, up in a good space for Cabrera. He missed it. Shot went wide, high, and left. But again, Gabby Torres, it's a perfect peeled run from center into out that gives him a chance to serve.
And it's the same run every single time that's found him serving beautiful, low-driven crossed balls right in front of the mouth of the net. Time and time again, you said he's been giving Pierce Rizzo issues. I think that he just got caught trying to chase and make up for a mistake because Braxton Montgomery was 20 feet away from the run. Pierce Rizzo sunk over. It's Braxton and Colin who have sort of just let Gabby dictate the pace on that side of the pitch.
How much is that on all three? You take Rizzo, you take Braxton Montgomery, and then the right center back, Colin Smith. So many players that are new but also playing out of position.
Well,
quickly, Phoenix are attacking. I apologize. As Sacco laid it back for Johnson, heavy touch to Roma. So the struggles for Phoenix in that portion of the pitch.
Well, by design, Pierce Rizzo is sort of in the center of the action defensively. He has to move and shuttle, but it also ends with your center backs, and those crosses are being fired off in the front of the face of Colin and Braxton every single time. You have to shut that run down, but he's getting it every single time. It's Gabby Torres' day through 45.
20 seconds left in the first half. A good touch, Ortiz, running at Dennis, playing to Roma. Fancy feet from the number 8 in midfield for El Paso, dropping deep. Ortiz in his own half, switching play. Look at the room for Ricky Ruiz, playing shortstop out there. Driving beyond into the attacking half. Feet of Torres, lifted into a dangerous area. Here's room to run. Laid along, Cabrera, Torres. And that will be the end of the first half. 2-1 El Paso. Gabby Torres is galloping toward a USL Championship Team of the Week selection. A goal and an assist against his former side is the difference through 45 from Southwest University Park.
Yeah, Gabby Torres is the difference between El Paso Locomotive having a chance in this group and Phoenix Rising not. They are on fire on the left-hand half space. Phoenix has so many problems to solve going into the locker room, but for the first time, Ryan, I can look at you and say they might have answers on the bench that make professional sense. You have Emmers, you have Avayevu, you have Potmar Boy, you have all of these guys who can come in. Carl Fred Saint could come control the middle. There are options and opportunities in this locker room. It's up to Pamadoka to press the right buttons, pull the right levers, and put Phoenix in a position to perhaps succeed, because this one, if it ends 2-2, will go to a shootout.
We will touch on those options that Phoenix Rising can call upon at the halftime show coming up after this. It's 2-1 after 45 from El Paso on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network. Locomotive in front. You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL Champions.
Bliss and a burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
Hey Phoenix Rising fans, this is Discount Tire, your hometown tire retailer and trusted partner on the road for over 65 years. We know it can be overwhelming when buying tires, but we're here to help. Our online tire buying guide, Treadwell, makes finding the right tires simple. Just plug in your vehicle, location, and driving habits, and Treadwell will give you unbiased, personalized recommendations based on your needs, not based on price. Inviting, easy, and safe. Just how tire buying should be. Shop tires with Treadwell at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
Join in on the Sports Zoo on your ride home from work with Dave Rooster Bierstein. Join Rooster as he lays down what's happening around sports and makes it clear what's on his mind.
Oh my.
Catch the day's craziest stories and some of the latest numbers from the sports books across the valley. The Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a wild option.
Weekdays 5 to 6 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Coming up Monday on The Lunch Break, how did the Diamondbacks fare in their 3-game set against the Cincinnati Reds? Did they keep the good times rolling, or was it 1 step forward and 2 steps back? Plus, they've got the GM. They've got the coach. The summer of Durant is in full swing. What is the latest on the Suns and their plans with KD? All of it, Monday's edition of The Lunch Break, 11 to 1, right here on KDUS AM 1060.
Attention all clones. The Jim Rome Show is here for you every day here on KDUS AM 1060.
Lots to get done. Welcome to the program.
Listen in as Rome dives into the biggest sports headlines of the day. From final scores, player contracts and trades, team prospects, and even a spicy take or two. The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. every weekday here on KDUS AM 1060.
That's the trick.
Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Now we go back to the field to break down the first half action with the Rising Radio Halftime Report on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
Sun has finally started to set here in El Paso. 2-1 to the home side. Locomotive lead Phoenix Rising at Southwest University Park as we bring you in for the Rising Radio Halftime Report. Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardez. Picture-perfect start for Phoenix. Maybe not for Isan Saka, who thought he had grabbed the goal, but a beautiful move leads to an own goal from El Paso. Gabby Torres responds in quick order, and then immediately, a little bit later on, Gabby Torres providing an assist for El Paso's leading goal scorer, Wilmer Cabrera Jr. That gets us to 2-1 at the break, Kevin. Rising started really well. They dictated the tempo early, but El Paso took advantage of some of the mixing and matching that Phoenix has had to make this week.
Listen, they found that left channel, and they just knocked on that door as much as they could. And when I say they, I say Gabby Torres. He has been so electric. That underlying run that he's making from the center of the park, darting into the left and serving beautiful, low-driven, fast-crossing balls right in front of the mouth of the net. He has found that back post so many times, and they've missed poachers' opportunities, I'd say 1 or 2 times already in this game. They missed on those and finally converted when Wilmer Cabrera got a boot to one, smashed it in. Not much that Phoenix could have done, at least in front of net, but that midfield has to be firmer. They have been flowing, switching, and flipping around. Now it's up to perhaps the bench to clean up those mistakes.
About halfway through that first half, both teams had 3 shots. El Paso had 3 on target. Phoenix had 2. The last 20 minutes of that first half, it was 6 shots for El Paso to Phoenix's 0. And that really tells the story of the game. Locomotive grew as it went on, dominated the stretch of it. Rising, as you just pointed out, they have some substitute options. Carl Saint can play as the 6 instead of Pierce Rizzo if they wanted to. Xion Embers, depending on how fit he is, could give them a shift. Hope Avievu, who's an all-league player potentially, can come off of this bench and change this game. Who do you look to first, and how quickly do you look to them if you're the coaching staff led by Pamadou Ka for Phoenix Rising?
I think that you have to look to Hope Avievu. I think that he's a guy who can drift and play a little further back than he normally does. You know what he can do defensively. You know that he can be a hound and a pest. You need to tell him to go out there, dig in, find the high-quality passing and opportunities to create those chances, because when this front 3 has had the ball, they have done really, really good things. It needs to be from Avievu's boots that it starts from, and then you start looking defensively and go, can Carl Fred Saint help us out in the middle? Can we take Braxton off perhaps, slide Colin Smith over more naturally to the right, slide Carl Fred Saint in as a center back? How much can Potmar Boy give you? There's so many questions, but I think that it all starts with Hope Kodzo Avievu.
So, not one for sugarcoating, neither are you, but 30 seconds, push the positives from that first half for Phoenix, because I thought there were a few.
Yeah, there were, and here's the thing, they got their goal, right? And although it was air quote an own goal, I think that even if Chumazi hadn't to put it back, it probably would have been Saku's to take and put in. They also had a huge chance with Charlie Dennis. You wish that he could have converted, but there is a reality, and I'd say probably a coin flip one, in which this is a 2-2 soccer game. This is another barn burner brewing here in El Paso, and there's a chance we can see another high score on the way.
So that's what we'll look for. We'll come back, we'll give you the stats from this one. We'll look at the USL Championship slate, because there's no other Jaeger Cup games going on right now on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network. Halftime report from El Paso, Texas.
Suzuku's in. Arteaga!
You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL Champions.
Bliss and a burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
Hey Phoenix Rising fans, this is Discount Tire, your hometown tire retailer and trusted partner on the road for over 65 years. We know it can be overwhelming when buying tires, but we're here to help. Our online tire buying guide, Treadwell, makes finding the right tires simple. Just plug in your vehicle, location, and driving habits, and Treadwell will give you unbiased, personalized recommendations based on your needs, not based on price. Inviting, easy, and safe. Just how tire buying should be. Shop tires with Treadwell at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
Join in on the Sports Zoo on your ride home from work with Dave Rooster Bierstein. Join Rooster as he lays down what's happening around sports and makes it clear what's on his mind.
Oh my.
Catch the day's craziest stories and some of the latest numbers from the sports books across the valley. The Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a wild option.
Weekdays 5 to 6 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
You're listening to the Rising Radio Halftime Report on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
Back here, we will take a look at the USL Championship slate today on this Saturday, July 19th. Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardez, Phoenix Rising, El Paso Locomotive playing to a 2-1 game in favor of El Paso in the USL Jägermeister Cup, but it's the only Jägermeister Cup game in action today, so there's nothing really to look at there. El Paso plays next week, their fourth and final game. Phoenix Rising, both they and El Paso looking for wins in that competition, the Jaeger Cup tonight, to give themselves a chance to advance. That's a long-winded story. Doesn't really matter. Championship scores, Kev. 0-0, El Clamico, Hartford, Rhode Island. That was on CBS today. It was a dull one. Nobody scored. Oakland Roots go into Loudoun United, who have been down in form as of late, but still very good. They get 2 goals in 5 minutes, one from Peter Wilson to win 2-0 on the road in Virginia. Charleston trounced Miami 3-0. Apononu, Rodriguez, Ikaza, the goal scorers there. Big win for Colorado Springs, bottom of the table in the West. Much needed 82nd minute goal from Marco Micheletto only makes the Western Conference tighter, Kev.
Yeah, and now FC Tulsa rises up into first place with 29 points after getting a huge victory in their own right. We've seen another week in which there have been more compaction in the Western Conference, whether it's Oakland taking 3 points from Loudoun or the 1-1 draw between Louisville and Tulsa, and now Orange County and Las Vegas will go on to play, as well as Sac and Lexington, which is an opportunity for more guys to get into the hunt. But I think for me, the big story right now, Ryan, at least for Phoenix looking at the table as it evolves around them, is that now with Tulsa having played 2 games as of late, they jump up to 16 matches played in championship play, and finally almost everybody but United with 15 games played shifts to 16 played, and now everybody's equal. So the games in hand where it was like, hey, Tulsa has like 3 games in hand on everybody and is still in a home playoff spot. What's going to happen? Now we kind of know.
Those wins you were talking about for Tulsa, 6 unbeaten in the USL Championship, 7 unbeaten in all competitions. The game at the end today against Louisville, 92nd minute goal. Cam Lancaster, the old man, scores for Louisville City. And then Khalil Ahmedkar in the 95th minute scores for Tulsa on the road, by the way, to get that result. Teams are retaking the fields here. Phoenix Rising looking for an opportunity to come from behind for the 2nd consecutive week and get a win. They'll have to if they want to advance in the Jägermeister Cup. They're down 2-1 at the break to El Paso Locomotive. We'll step aside for 90 seconds. We will come back from Southwest University Park. This was the Phoenix Rising Radio Network Halftime Report.
Suzuku's in. Arteaga!
You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL Champions.
Bliss and a burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Second half set to go from Southwest University Park in downtown El Paso, Texas. Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardez, no changes at the break for Phoenix Rising, Kevin. They will stick it out for at least the first couple of minutes of this second half, trailing 2-1. Phoenix Rising looking to stay alive in the USL Jägermeister Cup.
And now we look at the bench, because to me, I feel like there has to be something on the way, but this is a huddle that came out late. Phoenix took the pitch way after El Paso Locomotive, likely receiving instruction from head coach Pamodo Ka, but now the entire bench just got up at the instruction of Pamodo Ka, and they're going to start getting warm early on, and he had a long conversation with Balanzar de la Cruz for a moment before. He took him outside to the left of the dugout, had a conversation. He was the first guy to get up and go over.
To add to that, there is a 7-man bench tonight for Phoenix. 3 players were out there warming up. So the 4 players that were in the locker room during the halftime team talk receiving instruction, Kevin, Hope Avievu, Carl Saint, Zion Emmers, and the goalkeeper Patrick Rakowski, who I doubt is going to play. But other things to look at is Phoenix Rising will probably make changes quickly, and one of them could be Popmar Boy. And I would wonder how much he plays. He has not played since April 26th. They've been very cautious to not bring him back too soon. Second half is underway. Phoenix Rising kicking off to begin. As they move right to left now on your radio dial. A touch for Braxton Montgomery to venture forward. He drives into the right channel. Taken off the ball by Robert Coronado 15 seconds in. Now there's a gap to be exploited. Feet of Avila. Beto Avila dropping off. Gabby Torres, heavy touch. And he's got nowhere to go but backward. Kevin Cardez. The opening blank minutes of this second half are super important for Phoenix Rising.
10. You got to survive the first 10, because I think that substitutions will start getting ready and heading over to the touchboard at probably minute 55, 56. Let the run of play stop and come in right at that hour mark. So you got to survive the first 10, and then whenever those guys can get in, that's when the switch in philosophy and personnel will likely take place.
Quayshow finds Darius Johnson on the left side. He's fouled. Palermo Ortiz came through the back side of him. There's a couple of people in the crowd that are saying there was simulation there. They say he dove.
Well, thankfully, we're joined by about 5,000 professional referees, and so obviously,
They're
I
all
believe
right.
them. Yeah,
There's about 5,000, I'd say, half capacity.
I'd say.
It's the normal attendance or so, I would say, for El Paso, top 10 in the league. They do quite well. Charlie Dennis will take 90 seconds into the second half. Left-footed ball from far away, delivery poor, couldn't get past the first man. DeRoma slips beyond Dennis, right side. Here comes El Paso on the counter, into the attacking half. DeRoma nowhere to go as Rising swarmed defensively. Switching play, Coronado, Torres, a goal and an assist for Gabby in the first half, a former Phoenix Rising player, doing well against his most previous employer. He was at Rising as late in this year as January. Switching play, Coronado taking a touch, looking wide left, Torres, good space, defended by Smith, early service, header for Moreno over the bar. Right at the penalty spot, Amando Moreno on a good ball from Gabby Torres, could not get his full noggin to it. It's a goal kick for Phoenix, still 2-1.
I think a good ball kind of undersells the beauty of that one. That's probably 40 yards out and up on top of the box. Gabby just finds the forehead beautifully of Amando, and that's another one where you go, what's really going on? If he puts a full forehead on that, it's at least a big chance, and that one is going to test Tristan Henry at the highest level. Gabby Torres is flying. I think it's important to note, too, that when we talk about how, hey, Gabby Torres was most recently a Phoenix Rising man, or, that's his last team, he didn't sign with El Paso Locomotive. He didn't come here by choice. He was sent here. Yep. He was traded for cash. He was sent out to El Paso. Phoenix said, this is your place now, and we'll take money for you. he's sort of made them pay on the other side of the coin for it with a goal and an assist.
I agree. 52 appearances, 4 goals for Phoenix Rising across 3 seasons, 2.5 really. Flood clipping, long, Sacco chasing, touched away by Ortiz. That's good stuff defensively. And now Moreno on the left, defended by Montgomery. Back for Ruiz, feet of Torres, into trouble, can't spin beyond Johnson. Dennis colliding, El Paso keeping. In the middle of the park, Coronado, Quacio plucked it out of the air and then took it off the feet of Cabrera. Really good from Emil Quacio, he's fouled. Right at third base. Rising play quickly, Jamison Ping. So a 2-1 game at the break. That was the exact scoreline in the last meeting between these two teams at this stadium. It was 2-1 El Paso. After 45 minutes, El Paso jumped out with 2 second-half goals before the hour mark to a 4-1 advantage before Phoenix closed with 3 goals in the final 20 minutes to win, or to get the draw, 4-4, but it felt like a win. There's a foul in the middle of the park. I think that's Ping that grabbed on to an El Paso player. Remember, Cabrera's wanting a yellow card. I think he's going to get it. He may not have. Ping got a whole lot of kit of Armando Moreno.
Jersey swap. I mean, that's a pretty clear-cut foul.
Incisive pass, Chumazi. Venturing forward, Quezada. Wide right, Cabrera Jr. running on Quacio. The goal scorer, Wilmer Cabrera Jr. Back for DeRoma. Here we go. Backward Ortiz. DeRoma. Further backward he goes, Chumazi.
That's great pressure there from Margarita that forces the entire action to reset and switch half spaces. Phoenix didn't let El Paso get anywhere for free, and it paid off so well as they get the ball back on their own.
Colin Smith did a great job defensively to win it back for Phoenix Rising. That's a throw-in for Phoenix. That's maybe what you're looking for a little bit more of out of Margarita. You want to see that consistent defensive ability?
Yes. You want to see him get shot out of the cannon like he just was. I mean, there was absolutely no giving up. That was a relentless challenge that he won over and over and over, and he forced the entire El Paso team to completely shift its focus. That's a one-man job.
Flood picking it up deep after El Paso lumped it long. Flood's taking to ground on the bad turf. A little slow to get up. Quacio plays quick, and Flood is back up as Beto Avila was the offender. Smith, wide right. Johnson starting deeper. Heels on the touchline, driving at Torres in the middle of the park. Now Montgomery stepping a shade in. And Flood center circle, 51st, 2-1 El Paso. The rhythm of this game will become very important over the next couple of minutes. Who, Kevin, can establish the best moments in this game? Phoenix will have their chance. Sacco into the box. Johnson, he's fouled. No, he's not. He went to ground and Matt Thompson waved it off. Torres the other direction. Cabrera at midfield. Finds the feet of Moreno, and Torres, and DeRoma. Center circle and wide left. And now Armando again.
Whoever can establish control in this game is going to be whoever has the ball more, because at this point both teams are manufacturing energy and they're getting something going when they hit that final third. It's just whoever has the ball at their feet. It feels like it could go either way. You could see El Paso stack 2 more, you could see Phoenix stack in 3. You really don't know which way it's going to fall, but whoever keeps the ball and settles possession is going to be the one who scores next.
Phoenix win it high. Dennis clipping through. Sacco making a run. 4-on-2 really. Sacco goes quick. It's a great defensive effort from Chumazi. Phoenix were rushing towards goal, and the Ghanaian center back denied an inserted pass from Isan Sacco. Other direction come El Paso with the advantage. Quacio strips the ball off of Cabrera Jr., plays it short. He has Ping in support. Maybe that was one Rising will look back on and say, we should have taken better of that chance.
That's the second one I'd say so far. That Charlie Dennis one, obviously a bigger opportunity, but it's just tough.
Trail by a goal. Colin Smith, the center back tonight, for the second time in his career. Ball over the top, looking for the run of Darius Johnson. Have they made a change here? That's the second or third straight sequence, Kev, where I've seen Johnson as the center forward and Sacco wide right with Margarita wide left.
And they like Sacco on the wing. They think that that's his not maybe preferred position, but he's been most effective as a winger, and Darius Johnson can probably play as not really a false 9, but if they're going to put him up there to chase and hold play, he can probably do that pretty well too. Can you find Sacco in space? We talked in the preseason, we've talked in the media, we've talked with staff and coaches. They think that he operates best in space. Can you find that for him? That's the question right now.
Foul on Braxton Montgomery. There's an El Paso player rolling around on the ground. Two players continuing to warm up for Phoenix Rising. Most of them have sat down. It is Pop Marboy, the club captain, and it is Hope Avayevu, who, maybe in a loose definition of the term, is the club talisman.
No, I think it's a fairly good definition for him.
You know, I'm okay with you making definitive statements. I like that. It's better than me making those. Forward from El Paso. Quezada trying to slip through Moreno. One by Smith. He's fouled. It was Moreno who stuck a foot out. Colin Smith worse for wear.
And he never stops running, though. He's the first guy up. He's the first guy to put the ball back down, and he's already back up and going. Nobody throws their body like Colin Smith does. It feels like on a night-in, night-out basis, and it feels like he's just going to do it again. This is what, appearance 22 for him?
That is correct. He is one of a couple that have appeared in every game. Sako, Avayevu, the other two. 55th, Phoenix venturing forward, too heavily hit for the run of Montgomery. Seeing a lot more adventurous play from Braxton Montgomery in this second half as Phoenix chased this game down by a goal 10 minutes in to the second half. They're making Isan Sako go run and kick the ball. Do they not have ball kids out here?
You know, now that you mention it,
there's
no ball kits.
There's cones. There's probably somebody waltzing around putting the ball back on a cone, but it's a rarity.
Come on, Blue, you gotta let the kids play.
Avila on the right. The striker gets a touch. Perfect place ball. Moreno making his run. Moreno cutting across. Defended by Rizzo. Amano Moreno in the box. Spins back. Lays along. Avila slipped. Collided with Ping. Avila gets away from Dennis, and it's great stuff from Beto Avila. Wide again. Amano Moreno. It's Quezada now. Quezada crossing low. Blocked off the side of Emil Quaisho's body. Another corner kick for El Paso Locomotive, their first of this second half. It's their third of the game.
Pierce Rizzo got back. I mean, that action stopped pretty much in his face, and he was the one who kind of held the line there. He was the first one to get back. He was the one to hold up play and stand tall. And suddenly, although Avila really evaded pressure well, Quaisho manages to block it off his left thigh, and Phoenix now has to defend a corner, which I don't really know which is better for them at this point, but they'll take the set play.
He's been a gamer, Pierce Rizzo, tonight. I think that's the best compliment you can give. Ruiz will take an in-swinging ball off his left. He'll play it short to the top of the box for Cabrera Jr. Wide right, Quezada on his right foot, lays along the line for Ricky Ruiz. His high cross up to the back post, missed by everybody, felt by Torres. Ortiz now blocked by Flood. And Taroma scooping, retaining possession for the home side. Frank Taroma turning, striking, hitting well. Henry botched it. Chumezzi's there. It's a last-ditch clearance from Ryan Flood. It's another corner, and Ryan Flood, the center back, after Tristan Henry took a strong hit ball, could not catch it, palmed it straight out. Chumezzi, the center back, nearly got the gift of a lifetime on Christmas and July night. And Ryan Flood had to play the role of the evil man in that moment. 57th minute, 2-1 El Paso.
Ryan Flood delivers a gift. And Christmas in July, man, I mean, that is the play of his defensive career as a center back, although in limited tape, that's a big moment for Ryan Flood.
Taken quickly, El Paso, headed away by Charlie Dennis. Top of the box, DeRoma. He loves to shoot, as we've already just seen. DeRoma dancing, lifting his way into the area. Frank DeRoma on his right, spins wide, pushes ball. Here is Cabrera Jr. And now Quezada, back wide for Wilmer Cabrera Jr. Driving into the byline. And it's cleared away by Quaisho. Not out yet. Ping is pushed from the back. Free kick Phoenix in their own half. Instruction being given to both Hope Avayevu and Pop Marboy for Phoenix Rising. Just shy of the hour mark in this game. The captain will come back onto the pitch for the first time since April 26th. He has played just 6 times in 2025 for Phoenix Rising. He had to miss a game with a red card suspension. Of course, the injury now that's kept him out since April. Pierce Rizzo driving forward. Plays the feet of Jamison Ping as Rising built out of pressure. Darius Johnson on the left. Ping in the half space, driving through. He's not fouled, 50-50. Avila dropping deep. El Paso picked up the ball. And Montgomery out of the air. Smith second one. Montgomery will chase it down and keep it in touch. 30 minutes, give or take, for Potmore Boy to play. And maybe more importantly, depending on if you're looking short-term or long-term, Hope Avievu will get a half an hour plus in this game to try and drag Phoenix out of this current deficit, Kevin Cardez.
I mean, Hope has a lot of work to do, but so does the rest of the 11, and it starts with the guys on the pitch now.
Johnson taking his space, cutting inward, striking hard, blocked by Ortiz. Kept by Phoenix with Colin Smith. Rizzo turning, simply played along the ground, Montgomery. Right side now, Sacco, supported by Dennis, given for Charlie Dennis. He makes his run, he's onside, it's cut back, wanted Margarita, cleared away. Ortiz got there once again. Throw in Phoenix, attacking third, right side.
And now, one last opportunity for the starting 11 to put their mark on this game. Can they keep the pressure up? I mean, slowly but surely they've etched their way offensively in. You start to think about who's going to come off the pitch. I don't really know right now, but there's a job for the 11 on.
Quaisho, awkward pass, cut off by Torres. Gabby picks it up, sweeps the ball to the right side from the left side. Touches for Armando Moreno. Head up, looking, probing, past Quaisho, into traffic. Lays along for the run of Torres. First time ball, Avila, cleared away by Phoenix. Only as far as Ruiz. Margarita racing to scoop it up. He does for Rising. And then Ricky Ruiz. Johnny on the spot to win it back. Phoenix would throw in their own half. Right side, Dennis and Montgomery. Space for Rizzo. He scoops it up. Looking to stabilize is Pierce Rizzo. Dennis over the top. Header won by Ricky Ruiz. Right side, half space. Cabrera stepping towards the touchline. Heels are on it. 2-3 touches down the line. He's fouled by Montgomery. That should be a yellow card for Braxton Montgomery. That's the dictionary definition, and it does come out of the pocket of Matt Thompson. That is the first of this second half.
And Braxton's a little shaken up there, sort of trying to walk off what looks to be maybe a little ankle twist or something in that regard. He clicked boots there on that touch line. Hope that he's okay. We haven't really mentioned it so far, Ryan, but with Braxton Montgomery yet to sign his professional deal so far in 2025, and NIU slowly asking guys to report as soon as probably this next week, there's a chance that this is one of the last appearances that Braxton has in Rising Red for the club. And if so, you know he wants to make it count. He's played over 1,000 professional minutes for the club now in 2025. He's left a mark. He's been so important. We'll see what he does now.
El Paso restart. They play it short. Moreno picks it up. Laid along Torres. He played the free kick. Gabby touching deep. DeRoma. Whip wide right. Quezada on the hour mark. Lobsing in. Headed away by Colin Smith. Charlie Dennis racing away, and he's fouled by Coronado. That's a quick yellow card for Robert Coronado, fourth player in the book, 2 for each team. So now I ask you the next question. While we're on the topic of Montgomery, who comes out for Potmore Boy? Because you've got 2 center backs who aren't natural center backs tonight. You have a right back who's 18 years old, might be off to college soon. So who is the player in this back line that is set to exit in this game? El Paso will make the first change of the night, though. Frank Lopez will come in for the goal scorer of the second goal, Wilmer Cabrera Jr., who right now has the winning finish in this game. Frank Lopez makes his 12th appearance. He makes his 11th substitute appearance. He is the definition of the late game finisher. Who comes out for Phoenix Rising?
I think it could be Ping, and I think it could be Pierce. I think that there's a chance that you shift Quaisho up into the midfield, bump everybody out. You put Avievu in the midfield, you put Quaisho into the midfield bunch, and you start rocking like that. Potmore Boy can take that place in the back line, and you sort of shift, mix and match. It doesn't need to be a back line for a back line.
Margarita for Quaisho. Darius Johnson got it there too, and Darius Johnson was offside, denied the move. 63rd minute, so you're saying you would take the 2 kids out in midfield.
Yep.
You'd like for like Ping for Avievu.
Yep.
You'd move Quaisho into the 6, Flood to the left back, and have Smith and Marboy as the 2 center backs?
Absolutely.
Next question, does Potmore Boy take the armband off Jamison Ping if Ping stays on the pitch?
I think so.
That's hierarchy. Flicked along. Here's the substitute, Lopez, racing in, fouled by Montgomery. Let's be careful here. They might send him off. Yeah, it is the spray out of the pocket of Matt Thompson. I think he may give Braxton Montgomery one more lease on life, and that may change my entire thought process if I'm Pamadou Ka, by the way. if you were planning on not taking Braxton Montgomery out, you may look at this now and say, he's on a yellow card. He probably got away with a yellow card in that instance in the 63rd minute. What is the choice?
He's playing a little angry, and I mean, to me, it just screams like a guy who might be playing in one of his last games in Rising Red, and at that point, throw it at the wall. He's literally thrown his body at the wall a few times. He's playing like a guy who said, hey, let me throw it all out, but as he exits the pitch,
it is him.
It's going to be Braxton.
Braxton Montgomery is off. Pop Marboy is into the game. First time since April 26th for Phoenix's captain, and Pierce Rizzo has come off as well. He put in a solid professional showing in his first career start and embrace with his manager Pamadou Ka. Hope Avievu is into the game. Who's the 6? I wonder for Phoenix going forward. Is it Ping dropping in? They really don't care. They need to score goals. 64th, free kick El Paso, cleared away by Smith. DeRoma gliding towards it. That one's headed our way. It won't anywhere near get to us. But that was a wild miss from Frank DeRoma. So let's watch the shape for Phoenix, Kev.
I'm really interested to see who drops in the 6. I want to see if maybe, and it looks like Charlie Dennis is fairly deep to receive here.
He's been the guy who's been kind of that third man receiving the ball deep whenever they've had it. So maybe they've got a different look defensively and with the ball at their feet.
Pop Marboy does have the armband on now as well.
So Ping stays on the pitch. Avievu is the left side of the midfield where Ping was. Ping is now where Charlie Dennis was. Charlie Dennis is the holding midfielder, it appears, but Rising will be willing to rotate in the middle of the park, I'd imagine.
I would imagine so, yes.
Smith, heavy touch, misplaced. Armando Moreno driving forward, dicing beyond defenders, laying along for Lopez, hit it over the bar. Frank Lopez did not test Tristan Henry there.
He's testing my heart, though, Ryan. These long chances that El Paso are putting on are flying up and over the crossbar right now, but it feels like one of those games in which likely one of those is actually going to be a chance. It's just one where it feels like one's going to fly at the chest of Tristan Henry. Will he be there to stop it? I'm not too sure right now.
Another goal in this game really important for either side.
Especially when goal differential matters as well. If El Paso takes a win here, then they want to start stacking on to get that goal differential because that's the first tiebreaker.
Goal scored, first tiebreaker.
Oh,
goal differential, the second tiebreaker. The Jägermeister Cup just decided they woke up on the right side of bed and wanted to be weird today.
They woke up a little drunk.
Tracks. So it's goals scored, which Phoenix has done a ton thanks to a 5-4 win in Texoma.
Thanks, guys.
And a 3-3 draw against New Mexico. The goal differential, not so much. Charlie Dennis in a tussle. Picks up a free kick, yes. He got handsy with Gabby Torres. Gabby Torres not happy about it. Charlie Dennis wins a free kick for Phoenix. Avievu dropping deep. You'll see a lot of that too, I'd imagine. He's the best player on the ball for Phoenix. Quayshow, Darius Johnson, good interchange. 67th, Phoenix forward. Darius Johnson with a terrible cross. That's the politest way to put it. On his weaker left foot as he darted into the box, he borderline shanked one over the end line.
And he had Sacco, who was barreling down on that back post. He could have at least put in a challenge in terms of finding Sacco or trying to send a ball his way. He sends one way up and over the crossbar. When Phoenix had the numbers, they were flowing. They were on the counter, just shooting themselves in the foot right now.
Attacking substitute options for Phoenix, by the way. Nobody that's listed as a true forward. DeRoma racing forward is El Paso. Moreno, touch towards the 18, cuts beyond Colin Smith. He shoves him to the ground, shoulder to shoulder, no penalty. The other way come Phoenix with Sacco. Defended well by Coronado. Sacco ran into Palermo Ortiz. El Paso snuff it out. Ortiz, the captain tonight, who's played over 500 games in Mexico. Top flight, second flight, doesn't matter. Brilliant move. Driving in. Here comes Lopez. It's blocked away by Flood. Maybe 8 yards from goal. Lopez drove and drove and drove. And Flood touched it away for another locomotive corner kick. Ryan Flood has played fantastically tonight as a center back, and he's been very much needed. That performance for this Phoenix Rising team, so huge.
Is it cool to call this one the Ryan Flood game? Because that's what it feels like right now, at least defensively.
I think we got a lot of game left to call it anything yet, you know? This was basically the point in the game last time where Phoenix scored 3 goals in 20 minutes. So this park against this team, a lot can happen. Clipped in, Flood heads away. He heard you. Touchdown, Ortiz, whipped wide. Is he onside? The answer, yes. Racing up to the top of the box, clipping back. Shot from Ortiz. Did that take a deflection? No. Goal kick for Phoenix Rising. So the other subs for Phoenix we just teased, no listed attacking players. Xion Emmers is a senior player that's a advanced midfielder when needed. Carl Saint, more of a controlling tempo 6. 2 academy players that are nifty and nimble in Anthony Capatillo and Alex Balanzar de la Cruz. Goes by Alex Bimbo. Ball of the top, Margarita racing, he won't have the touch. That ball just skidded and skidded again.
It flies. I feel like right now, if you're looking at 1-for-1 subs, you look at Emmers for ping in terms of being advanced and being progressive. You could put Emmers in as a box-to-box carrier, see if he can shuttle the ball forward, but also Carl Fred Saint could step in as a center back at this point. And if you were to say, hey, Ryan, you've done a great job. We plan on you being out there for 70 minutes. You tell Carl to take off the warm-up, go out there and play center back and try to push that possession forward. But at some point, I do think that you see Phoenix shift into that back 3 that they have on the chase, because it was the back 3 that unlocked that 3-goal barrage in 20 minutes. In this very park, almost 3.5 months ago, that change to a back 3 ignited them, and it ended up being Mo Traore's rocket foot that got them a point back in the draw.
Last time, I can't promise anything, but maybe at least for 5 minutes, we'll mention that 4-4 draw. Doesn't that feel like a year ago with how much has happened to this Phoenix Rising team? The ups and the downs, it forms, the injuries, the availabilities, the transfers, the moves. By the way, if Anthony Capatillo gets into the game, he would just be the second Phoenix Rising player under the age of 16 to play for the club. He'd be the youngest player this year to play. Touch wide, Moreno, overlapping run. Torres, left side, gets beyond Smith. Gabby Torres crossing high. Top of the box, Avila, down for Lopez. Stopped by Henry, cleared away by Pop Marboy. Welcome back, Skip. There's 2 El Paso players down. I think Marboy put his foot into the air, and Moreno is probably claiming that he got clipped. Frank Lopez is the other down. Both of them inside the 6. Pop Marboy, Tristan Henry couldn't claim it. Another hard hit strike. And Pop Marboy had his back, the number 4 for Phoenix. So fresh to see him back in Rising Red, Kevin.
God, he has been so good in this, 10-minute stretch so far? He is the picture of athleticism. If he put his boot in the air, there's a chance that he clipped somebody, but he was in the right place at the right time. He did exactly what he needed to do. That was perfect, that was special, and those are the 2 words that I would describe Pop Marboy on his best day. My sunshine.
Perfect and special?
Yes.
Those aren't really, I guess they're words. I was going to say attributes. Perfect and special.
On his day.
His sunshine.
My sunshine.
Kevin Cardez is LeBron James. We are into the 71st minute. There's going to be a long stoppage. The referee is hanging out with Frank Lopez. The physio is hanging out with Amando Moreno. Maybe showing you who's the more important player for El Paso Locomotive. Amando Moreno, their key creator. 5 goals, 3 assists in the championship this year. He's been a force in the cup competitions. That is Cody Simmons, who is right now working with Lopez. And Sarai Costa is hanging out and giving water to Amando Moreno. 2-1, 72nd.
So much game to play.
When's it going to start for Phoenix, though? The shots have not really been there. I think there's been some good play.
Yes, I agree. But there haven't been the opportunities when it all is said and done. They need to manufacture a chance, and it can't be one where it was, oh, they were crashing, like the Darius Johnson one where there could have been a chance on the way. There needs to be a clear-cut chance where at least at bare minimum you can look back when this one's said and done, and if it ends 2-1, you can say, hey, that moment in the 83rd when we had a shot on the goal and it just didn't go our way, hey, it was right there, right?
Still laying it out, right? El Paso in the second half, they've had 6 shots, 2 on target. Phoenix just 1. So they dominated the last 30 minutes of the first half. They have dominated the first 30 minutes of the second half. Pop Marboy, high five with Tristan Henry inside the 18. Lopez, Moreno, back on their feet. Are we going to get them off the field, or will they stay on? I think Moreno will leave.
one of them at least has to come off because I think that somebody got hit in the head, but I'm not too sure.
It looks like it is Armando Moreno who is venturing towards the touchline. He'll grab a cup of coffee and come back in the game.
I'd like to do that too.
I know. Nobody, a stauncher, no, we won't even use fancy word. Nobody loves caffeine more than Kevin Cardes.
I work at a coffee store, man. It's one of those fork found in kitchen moments that you just really don't know.
Mattress Firm. You work there too? Long pause of silence. Let's just leave it at that. 74th, Phoenix will have the ball to restart. Moreno is on the pitch. He has been allowed to re-enter. Lopez always stayed on. Rising have it. A little over 15 in stoppage to play from Southwest University Park. The drums bringing forth Marboy, slipping a pass in behind. I think he wanted Quacio. It almost ended up in the feet of Sacco. Quezada, the right back. Chumazi clearing over the head. Marboy, too much space. Stars at night starting to shine deep in the heart of Texas.
And now it looks like Sacco is also going to play the 9 now, which I think is an important tactical distinction because he had shifted out to the wing. He had started up top, then he moved out to the wing, and now he's chasing again up top. I mean, he's been asked to do at least 4 different jobs tonight, and he just keeps morphing to the time.
Cramps in the center circle for an El Paso player. We were walking into the stadium tonight, and a couple of the El Paso natives, including our resident El Paso native on the crew tonight, Leo Lopez, telling us it was a little more humid than usual. Maybe that's affecting some of this right now. But this is Frank Lopez, who was also just hurt, so maybe that could be a little bit of carryover, or dare I say it, God forbid, game management, jump, scare.
There's a chance, yeah. I mean, I think that it could be that. He went right back down to ground. Now you get an opportunity to get somebody up and moving. It's just one of those things where, hey, it's the game.
Somebody up and moving. Bullpen game.
Bullpen game. Open bullpen, by the way. We talked about this a little bit in pregame, Ryan.
Oh, before the game, not the pregame show.
Before the game. So the away team bullpen here is out in the open, down the third base line.
Yeah, over by the Peter Piper Pizza Porch.
What makes it better is that the bullpen bench, where all the guys sit there and wait during the game, is separated by one clear fence between them and all of the fans behind them. It is just open. You sit there and you are basically sitting in the seats with the fans.
Frank Lopez is off. And Phoenix has restarted play. I think it's an academy player that's come on. He looked like a young fella. We did not get a great verbal announcement on the PA side of things. Hard to tell from our vantage. It is going to be number 66, Raul Vasquez, the 19-year-old El Paso native. Rising play it forward. Ball trickles just barely over the right touchline. Throwing El Paso, Ricky Ruiz, the left back, will have it. 77th minute. How tough is El Paso to play against down the stretch?
Very.
Gathered by Xion Emers, who's coming in this game for Phoenix Rising. He replaced Jamison Ping a moment ago. Cleared away by El Paso, all the way back for the goalkeeper, Tristan Henry. Quacio. Hope Avievu been very quiet since coming in. You'd hope he can grow these next 4 or 5 minutes. In to the final 15 of this last Jägermeister Cup group stage game. Rising need a win. El Paso need it too, and right now, Locomotive have it. Avila touching away from Pop Marboy into traffic. Avila spinning free, and it's claimed. Well done by Avievu. Given away, Jeroma cut it off. Middle Park, Dennis. It was a 50-50 one by him, and now Emers shuffles to the feet of Quacio. Emil Quacio bending a ball. Sacco is there. Sacco's offside. He put the ball in the back of the net as he rounded the goalkeeper weight, but Isan Sacco offside by a step or maybe half a step. It's a good line from Locomotive, Kev.
Nobody got offsides more than Isan Sacco, and I maintain it's just because he's one of the faster guys in the championship.
Maybe
He
Remy
moves. But man, What a ball from Quaysho's serve there, even if offside, just so beautifully taken.
Henry heads away. Pop Marboy was slow to get there. Henry had to jump off his line. Finds the feet of Emmers. It's a very well-worked header. Emmers spinning, finding the feet of Margarita now. Juro on the right. Room to run, whipped wide right. Colin Smith will look his way forward and then backward and then run into the middle of the park looking for a foul. He has won a foul.
Now there's a big task to be taken here for the midfield and Phoenix. With Emmers ready to go, and he comes out onto the pitch, you're asking him to be a shuttler, you're asking him to be a mover. You have a lot of work for Avievo to move down that left side. It's where does Quaysho slide in? Where does Dennis slide in? So many questions. Now the answers on the pitch, and I think, Ryan, what's interesting is that Phoenix has kind of lucked their way into one of their most talented 11s that have seen the field at once in 2025. Spare for Ryan Flood, who is the reserve left back on this team. And he's been great tonight. These are your senior players. If you would have told me at the end of last week in Oakland, hey, Emmers and Pop Marboy going to share the field in the 79th minute next week in 7 days, I would have said, yeah, no way.
Kevin would have been, as the kids call it, geeked.
I would have been geeked, certainly not locked in.
Free kick for Phoenix. 28 yards?
Give me 29.
That's semantic. Pedantic. Got it right. Second try. Sacco casting a shadow. Right foot. He leaves it. This will be a chance to sting for Charlie Dennis! It's 2-2! That's a surgical strike! And the Englishman cannot stop scoring. El Paso give up a free kick, and Phoenix, with great flair and great feel for the dramatic, score and make it 2-2 in the 80th minute. Charlie Dennis from outside the box. You might as well give him the goal. That is nutso. It's his fourth in the Jaeger Cup alone. He's only played 2 games. It has ripped the heart out of this stadium.
And it's put my heart back together. That suddenly is goal of the season for Phoenix Rising in the same stadium in which they bombed a 50-yarder from the feet of Mo Traore. That was ridiculous. It was audacious. I'm mind blown, but it's knotted at 2, and that's what matters now. It's knotted at 2, Ryan Sikora.
So against El Paso Locomotive this season, Phoenix Rising has now scored 4 goals in 2 games in the last 20 minutes of the contests. That is how you close out games. And now they'll look for another. Both teams will. They need 3 points by our math to really have a chance to get out of this group. I'd imagine both of them will go for it, knowing that in the back of their minds, if this game ends tied, it's a penalty shootout. The winner of said shootout gets 2 points. The loser just the 1. The winner, if they win at 90, gets all 3. Free kick El Paso after a foul by Margarita. It'll be taken by Ricky Ruiz. 25 yards out. Swung inward. Cleared by Avievo. Touched for Margarita. Looking to get his head up, and he can't get past Ruiz. Ricky Ruiz might have fouled him. No. Margarita fouled Ricky Ruiz. Phoenix tried to get through El Paso. They could not. And Margarita, in a last-ditch attempt to get through him again, literally went right through him. 2-2, 82nd. Of course it is with this team. Would not have it any other way. Maybe Pamadou Ka would. He'd like to win every game 5-0. Ruiz again to take. He takes it short. Coronado back for Ruiz. Everybody forward for El Paso. Ruiz to the byline. Has time to clip upward. Up into the head of Torres. Missed along. Finds the feet of Moreno, skipping through. It's in front of goal, Tristan Henry. He's been hard-pressed to catch a couple tonight, but he snags that one along the ground, and Phoenix survives some pressure. There's a little bit of a jaw between Ortiz and Henry. Rising give it away deep. Flood has to defend and shield. Ryan Flood is taken off the ball by Quezada illegally. Free kick for Phoenix. Engineer Sammy O'Brien loves it.
I love it too. I can't believe what I'm watching right now, but Apparently, if you want magic, you just have to come to Southwest University Park, because this is the second away day in a row for Phoenix where just the unthinkable happens on this baseball pitch.
If you want magic, come here. If you want heartburn and Pepto-Bismol, watch Phoenix Rising.
CVS kept in business.
Touched by Margarita. I think there's one just down the road here in downtown El Paso. We can
Thank
get you
God.
there post-game, Kev.
Thank God.
Coronado, DeRoma, hardly a touch the last 10 minutes for the midfield maestro of Locomotive. Ortiz stepping high, skipping a line. Here is Avila. Nowhere to go. DeRoma now more involved in this passage. Cueto touched it out. Throw in El Paso. 84th minute, 2-2, right side. Attacking half, Locomotive have it. Final 5 minutes and stoppage time ensuing here. Spinning away Quezada. Finds the feet of Gabby Torres. A goal and an assist tonight as he pushes the ball wide. And it's into the path. Here's a chance. Moreno running at Pop Marboy. Pop Marboy swept him to the floor. He's been good since coming on. Colin Smith clears. That took a touch off an El Paso defender. It's a Phoenix throw. Pamadou Ka yelling, fighting, urging in his all-black outfit. Will it be his team's funeral in this cup competition or the opposition tonight? Henry, Flood, defensive third. That ball bounced off the infield. That's that turf that has not played as much of a factor today as we thought it might, but on a hard hit ball by Ryan Flood, it bounces skyward off a patch of grass that's been laid over the infield dirt. Out for an El Paso throw. Moreno, Quezada, Moreno spinning, watch your legs. Hope Avievu wins it off of him. And here come Phoenix, folks. Phoenix Rising. Avievu just too heavy. He wanted the run of Sacco. Swept up by Wade. That's Hope Avievu in a nutshell. Win it, turn forward, use the space, find the pass.
And he exploded too. He beat not one but two defenders just off the run. The hot corner there claimed that ball from Ryan Flood. It was just an unfortunate ball.
Avila left it, Moreno driving, he's into the 18, squaring, Torres, he fluffed it. Of all the moments Gabby Torres has had tonight, that's the one he really should have scored, and he didn't. And because of it, his former side is still level 2-2. And another change for El Paso. Emiliano Rodriguez, the 21-year-old, he's come on for Robert Coronado. Omar Mora, the 20-year-old West Texas kid, is replacing Amando Moreno. Off goes Amando Moreno in this game. And another change, just why not? Brian Romero has come in. Kofi Chumazi, who had the own goal earlier on in this contest, is out. So a triple change for Wilmer Cabrera in the 86th.
I have unfortunate news.
Phoenix players down on the ground. Your unfortunate news, my friend?
Well, that's unfortunate as well. Not as unfortunate, but now my news just looks like a changing of the guard. The goal has been changed from Charlie Dennis to Darius Johnson, tapping it on the goal line, because after review, it looked like it bounced on the goal line, and Darius Johnson's tap in on the front got credited with it. And since it hit the mitt of the goalkeeper, there's no assist for Charlie Dennis either.
That ball was tapped in after it happened. It looked very clearly. Well, probably about the time in the game then that I tell you that I'm washed and you should not listen to this anymore.
Okay,
I couldn't see it.
In Ryan Sikora's defense, the goal is a mile away from us.
You know, if anybody's listening and likes the GoPro footage online now, you're probably not getting that one because we got the goal call wrong. We'll see. There's a Phoenix Rising player again down on the ground. I believe, Kevin, tough to see from our
It's Colin Smith.
high-pointed angle. It is Colin Smith, the right back. So already 7 players in the availability report when we woke up this morning. Most of them along the back line. Colin Smith, you'd hope he does not join them.
Well, somebody's going to get up and moving here, at least substitute-wise, and I don't really know who's going to march over to the table because I think one of the academy kids just walked over to the table and sort of yelled something at the score.
That's Anthony Capatillo who's come in for Colin Smith. So 15 years old. I believe there's a song about that. 15-year-old Anthony Capatillo has entered this game. He becomes the youngest player to play for Phoenix Rising post-pandemic. They have played the 3 youngest players to play for Phoenix Rising post-pandemic all this season. All of them have played tonight, by the way. Capetillo, the second ever under 16 player. He can't even drive to play for Phoenix Rising. Ansu Kane debuted a long time ago under Rick Shantz. It was a different era of the championship. So the young get younger?
I almost said he had to Uber to the airport to take the flight for this game, but I don't even know if he can Uber without a parent account, so I think he probably got driven.
You think Pa is his, like,
Chauffeur.
legal guardian chauffeur? Touch for Flood. It's heavy. It's kept just barely in down the line. Capetillo is chasing. Capetillo has won it. Quayshow solving the puzzle, playing down the line. The legs of Anthony Capetillo racing onto it. Can he get there? No. It's going to be a goal kick. 89th minute after the long stoppage. I think we'll see 5 or 6 minutes here.
No, I think 8 or 9 here. That's the third long stoppage that we've had so far in the second 45.
5 or 6, 8 or 9, split the difference, 6 or 7. Ball over the top, 89th. Flood couldn't win it. It was off of the head of Avila, and Quayshow kept it close. So is Rising playing without a right back now?
We are playing soccer, Ryan. I mean, there are certainly 11 guys out on the pitch right now, and that is the requirement.
Dennis lost it. Rodriguez, Emiliano off the feet of Emmers. We'll close it out with DJ's goal, Darius Johnson. Quite the effort. You don't see a lot of guys follow up on shots like that because the assumption is it's in or it's over or it's saved. Darius Johnson backed it up like you're taught to and scored the goal. Headed on by Ruiz. Feet of the youngster Mora. Pop Marboy is defending far away from his goal. He's followed him all the way forward. Cleared away by El Paso. Flood a touch. So much space. Ryan along the ground for Pop. That's kept in. Here comes El Paso on the counter. 4-on-4. Touch back by Torres. Gabby Torres stepping over. Defended by Emmers. Torres serving with his left. Into the box. Poor touch. It was Mora, the kid, who could not quite corral. DeRoma. Deep. Foul. Dennis. Free kick El Paso. They put it down quickly. Stoppage time is set to come in just a moment. Here it comes. Wide for Torres. El Paso on the attack. Johnson shoves. 7 minutes of stoppage time. El Paso's on the ball. Mora in the box. Lifted backward. Ruiz on the ground. DeRoma. Center of the pitch, attacking third. Dropping deep. Ruiz again. Ricky looking, playing. Center circle. Ortiz. Good pressure. Capetillo. Ortiz solves it. Ortiz driving. Ortiz can shoot. Ortiz will shoot. It took a deflection off of Pop Marboy's head. They will stop play. Any sort of risk of a head injury is to be watched.
Pop that one took what looked like to the nose. I think that he got hit square on the face, and that stings. I mean, even if you're good to go, it's going to hurt for a moment. It feels like you broke your nose even when you didn't, so he's going to be a little banged up. It's going to sting. Probably going to have the physio look in a moment, or not.
Spinning away, good defensive effort. Emmers has it for Phoenix. Dennis, Margarita, head up. Jurl lost it, trying to win it back. He can't, no foul. Dennis does win it, then lost it. DeRoma has it, middle part. There's a foul. On who? You'd have to think, oh, there's a bust up. Charlie Dennis in a shoving match. They've got a boxing match at the stadium in a couple of weeks. Why not kickstart the events early, or a little early? 90 seconds over the 90, by the way. I wonder who this free kick's going to be on. There's an El Paso player down on the ground. It was Dennis who may have committed the foul, but El Paso could have played advantage. And Frank DeRoma, all 5'4" of him, is holding back Charlie Dennis. That is awesome.
That's image of the season.
That's
DeRoma
like
is hugging Charlie Dennis.
It's like a little 8-year-old at the playground who doesn't want to leave yet.
Charlie, don't
dragged
do
by
this.
the leg of their father.
Charlie, I know you. This isn't you. I mean, that was the conversation between him and DeRoma. I don't know who the foul was on. It probably was on
Clearly
Charlie
on
Dennis,
Charlie,
but bounce at the ballpark came early.
It's a yellow card for Charlie Dennis. I would assume less for the foul, more for the 2 hands into the chest of Ricky Ruiz.
And for what it's worth, his jersey was being pulled in like 3 different ways. It looked like there was a big jersey swap coming up after the game, man. Everybody wanted a piece of the Charlie Dennis jersey.
And you know what, folks? That's the other end of the father-son argument. For what it's worth, Jimmy's going to stay at the park. I want to stay. Yeah, well, kid, Jimmy's leaving soon, too. Henry keeps it in. That allows Rising to play quick. Quayshaw on the left, on his left foot, lifting high over the head of Dennis. 50-50 ball coming. Good touchdown by Rodriguez. Space for Torres, defended by Emmers. Gabby into the box. Marboy sweeping, clearing, and up on his feet again. Throw in El Paso, 94th minute. We'll probably play 98 or 99. Up high, Torres looking to get it. Johnson, shoulder to shoulder. Fair enough. Goal kick, Phoenix Rising. Still 2-2. A brilliant free kick from Charlie Dennis. Could not quite find the back of the net. Darius Johnson leveled the tie. An own goal from El Paso was Phoenix's first. That's what's gotten Rising 2 goals tonight. Wilmer Cabrera had one. A well-taken strike from Gabby Torres as well, who's got a goal and an assist this evening. Again, you win in a shootout, you give yourself a chance, a sliver of a chance, less than 1% of a chance. You win in regulation, that shoots up to maybe 10 or 15%, which last time I checked is a whole lot more than less than 1. So somebody will want to win this game. Emmers fouled DeRoma, and DeRoma wanted to play advantage again. He's been very upset with Matt Thompson on a couple of occasions tonight. Free kick, Locos. They play backward. 95th. A pair for each. Long ball, Waite, head for Flood. Ryan Flood wins it. Middle Park, Rodriguez touching for El Paso Locomotive. DeRoma worse for wear. Rodriguez picks it up again. He got it off of DeRoma. Running behind Mora. He's onside. He's racing against Pop Marboy. And it is last touched off Capatillo, who has ventured his way to the right back spot at last. Corner kick, El Paso Locomotive.
DJ's down calling for the physio now. He fell to the ground and immediately called out for Greg Spence to make the run.
And Matt Thompson, as soon as he saw Johnson on the ground, put his right hand in the sky, took his left hand to his watch and pointed at it. That is the universal signal amongst the referees for I am keeping track of the clock here. So that will get added on to what is already going to be at least a minute more of stoppage time. Corner kick, El Paso Locomotive. Quezada to take. He'll swing one in from the left side, the far side. 96th minute, up in the air, batted away by Flood. Second ball for Margarita. Capatillo could not get it through Ruiz. Margarita finding the run of Emmers, but not quite the feet. Throw in El Paso. Defensive half just behind the midfield stripe left side. Wilmer Cabrera picking up the ball, wants his team to go. His players aren't obliging.
Darius Johnson's hobbled. He's running with a pretty noticeable limp when he slows down. I think he pulled that left hamstring. He was grabbing at it with Greg Spence, but he's been asked to gut out the final 3 minutes.
Just what we need. Long ball from Waite. Missed by Quayshaw, swept by Flood. Flood through the air. He had Avievu short, but Flood was thinking long.
Serving long for a guy with no left leg is just a rough decision there because DJ can't make the run.
And you just give El Paso a free possession with less than a minute of the allotted stoppage time to play, probably more. Waite goes long. It's up towards the run of Mora. Marboy is there. He wins the header. Second ball, Flood. Good first touch. Sound second touch. Dennis, Avievu, Hope, looking. Run of Sacco. Is he onside? Here is Isan Sacco. What a save by Waite. You can't buy a better chance if you're Nino. And Jamali Waite, who's been pretty poor this year, with a great stop. Still for Phoenix. Marga, right side. Dennis, area. He's taken the ground, no foul. Cleared away by Locomotive. Marboy sweeps up. Not a second chance for Phoenix. And over the top for Mora. And it's too heavy over the touchline. We have played 97 minutes. We have not gotten 3 whistles. There are 2 El Paso players down on the ground. What a save by the Jamaican Jamali Waite. And that has kept the score at 2-2 in stoppage time.
I mean, this one doesn't stop, and you have to feel bad for the players on the pitch at this point. It's every time The ball trickles out. It's okay. By the way, somebody's down on the pitch. They're about 35 yards away from the ball. They just collapsed, and they've been waiting for the run of play to stop. Now 2 guys for Locos down, and they're both trying to stretch out. I think at this point it's cramps. It's humidity. It's hot outside. It's slowly zapping these guys up. But man, it has been an absolute battle, as was the case last week in Oakland. Every soccer game, the full 90 is a war from end to end, trench to trench. But the last 2 weeks, especially, Ryan, have been so brutal for both sides.
The Dennis chance, the heavy hit ball that Charlie couldn't corral quick enough. Wade did a great job to get there. The Darius Johnson opportunity that he miscrossed on the fast break, a missed cross, not a real chance. That was a shot from 12 yards out. The goalkeeper made his body big, and Sacco couldn't find a corner. That's the real one that they'll miss out on in this game, and it may cost them a chance at a Jägermeister Cup quarterfinal.
It could be the soccer gods just making up for the fact that Sacco found the corner last week, and that one was a game that contributed to the table in which they are much more alive in. And if that's the give and take, I might take the transaction.
And you want to win the league. The Cup
exactly.
is great, but you want to win the league.
If that's the transaction, then hey, you know what? The fee is not too high for me.
The other thing we'll talk about in the postgame, we'll see how much longer we play in the 99th. You might want to be out of this competition and get fit. You never want to be out, but you might be okay with it. You know, we'll touch more on that in the postgame wrap-up show presented by Crown Public House.
You know my stance.
We've got a penalty shootout still to come as it stands in this game, because of course we do in the Jägermeister Cup. 99th minute, 100th minute, bad back pass over the end line, corner kick Phoenix. Pop Marboy is back in this team. He is a large human. Charlie Dennis's dead ball stuff has been good this year, as has Hope Avievus. Everybody is up for Phoenix, including the goalkeeper Tristan Henry. I'm not sure this is the last kick of the ball. There could easily be 90 more seconds in this game. 100th minute, Phoenix a corner, pushed up, knotted around, cleared off the back post. Who did it touch off last? It is 3 whistles, I believe. Yep, 3 whistles. So we finished the 90 minutes at the 100th minute mark, and we have to do a penalty shootout to see who gets 2 points. Now this still matters. If you win the shootout, as we touched on, you've got a bit of a chance to get out. 7 points is nowhere near going to be enough, but mathematically you stay alive. 6, you're dead in the water. And in El Paso's case, they're already only on 2. So they really need to win this shootout if they want to have a chance, Kev.
Yeah, it's a 6-7 result. If you go down to 6, at the end of the day, it's not enough to even have a chance. You get the 7, it is the longest, most distant opportunity that you could possibly have, but it's still a chance. And you know that Phoenix still wants to win the game. You came here and you've sacrificed so much, and you've seen guys go down and guys come off the pitch, and in a game in which you've played 4 kids 18 years or younger. You've played Braxton, you've played Pierce, you've played Capetillo, you've played Ping. Ping was the captain for this side. This is a perfect ending, and now you have an opportunity to put it down on pens.
So we'll step to a shootout. We'll talk about it when we come back. A quick break here on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
There's Uzuchukwu in. Arteaga!
You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL Champions.
Burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
Hey Phoenix Rising fans, this is Discount Tire, your hometown tire retailer and trusted partner on the road for over 65 years. We know it can be overwhelming when buying tires, but we're here to help. Our online tire buying guide, Treadwell, makes finding the right tires simple. Just plug in your vehicle, location, and driving habits, and Treadwell will give you unbiased, personalized recommendations based on your needs, not based on price. Inviting, easy, and safe. Just how tire buying should be. Shop tires with Treadwell at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
Join in on the Sports Zoo on your ride home from work with Dave Rooster Bierstein. Join Rooster as he lays down what's happening around sports and makes it clear what's on his mind.
Oh my.
Catch the day's craziest stories and some of the latest numbers from the sports books across the valley. The Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
I think that's kind of a wild option.
Weekdays 5 to 6 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
So for the third time this year, Phoenix Rising find themselves in a penalty shootout at the end of regulation as they look for their third win in a penalty shootout in 2025. Against El Paso Locomotive, Ryan Zakora, Kevin Cardez here. Phoenix get a late goal, Kev, to push this game to this point, and they must win in a shootout if they want any chance of advancing.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, whether it's for a 1% chance to advance or pride or the fact that you've thrown so much into this game, a game where Pat Marboy has made his return to the pitch after 2 months and change, and one where you've played 4 teams. I mean, at this point, you got to win this one for the fact that you came here and you got to this point at all. It was a screamer from Charlie Dennis and Darius Johnson that got them to this point, and now it's all on Tristan Henry and crew to get it done.
El Paso's 2 points in this competition. They won the penalty shootout in the Jägermeister Cup earlier this year against Texoma. Palermo Ortiz is taking the first, their captain. He scored in that Texoma game. Tristan Henry is the goalkeeper for Rising. He is clad in green on the far side of the pitch. The right foot of Ortiz looking to give El Paso the advantage at home. Here's the kick. It is guided well into the corner. Tristan Henry, the man tonight for Phoenix Rising. Patrick Rakowski has been spectacular in that mark in 2025. You wonder if that's going to hurt Phoenix in any way.
Tristan's opportunity here to sort of get his leg back into the race of, hey, like, I'm a contributor too. And I think that Patrick Rakowski, this is his game. It's stopping penalties. It's being the hero. Now it's Tristan's turn to be the hero, but it starts now with the conversion of the penalties on the other side. You have to convert to give your goalkeeper a chance to be the hero.
Charlie Dennis will take it. He has been the main man from the spot in his career. He's 5 for his last 5, mostly low to the goalkeeper's left. Jamali Waite, the man in the net. Charlie Dennis to make it 1-1 on the road. The crowd's letting him hear it. Matt Thompson waiting for his whistle. Dennis will take, save, no! How did Jamali Waite miss that? Charlie Dennis put a wounded duck on the ground, and it went right underneath Jamali Waite, who has now failed to save his previous 9 penalties faced.
And that's unlucky, too, for Jamali. He is so close. He makes the right call. I'm pretty sure he puts his chest on the ball, and it just skitters right through. That's tough. It's a good break for Phoenix, and now you wonder if your goalkeeper can make it pay off.
And as mentioned, Jamali Waite needs one. He has not saved a penalty kick since 2022. Patrick Rakowski saved like 150 this year.
It feels like that.
Gabby Torres will take. He has taken 1 penalty this season. It was against New Mexico United. He scored it to the keeper's right. The left foot of Torres, the man of the match today, slides one beyond Tristan Henry. Guided well to the goalkeeper's low left in the corner. That's where both of El Paso's kicks have gone so far in this game. 2-1 they lead.
Tristan guessed right. Same thing as Jamali, although this time it wasn't a chest to the ball. He got outstretched fingertips to it, almost grazed it, but it's not enough. 2 times the goalie chooses right. Now it's up to pure finesse.
So it's Emil Quayshow who will take Phoenix's second. Scored his last in a game earlier this year in the Open Cup against Tulsa. The 2 prior to that were Panenka kicks, 2 chips up the middle. He scored 1, he missed 1. Quayshow, left foot versus Waite. Emil Quayshow guides it beyond Jamali Waite, diving to his right. He almost had a piece of that one as well. 2-2 from Southwest University Park in this 2-2 game that has gone into a shootout, Kevin Cardez.
3 correct guesses in a row from the keepers, yet no saves. It stands level 2 apiece. eventually somebody's going to guess right, or somebody is going to overthink, and the strike is going to be poor.
How big a game is this for momentum? El Paso looking for it, Phoenix trying to continue it.
Both teams need it so bad. It's so important, especially in such a compact Western Conference. Get right game, keep yourself in the race, whether it's the hunt or the chase. Both teams need this one.
Emiliano Rodriguez took a penalty kick in that game against Texoma, scored it low to the keeper's right. He's a right-footed player. He will take, stopped by Tristan Henry. He denies the take of Rodriguez, and maybe it's just been Corey Robertson all along. 2-2, Phoenix has a chance to take the lead.
Beautiful from Tristan Henry. He does just enough to get it right there, and now Phoenix in the driver's seat. Long ways to go. This is the middle of the shootout. There's so much time. There's so many kicks left to take. Now the center back, Potmar Boy.
Corey Robertson, the goalkeeping coach, has been much praised for some of the penalty shootout success of Phoenix. Potmar Boy has never taken a professional penalty kick in his career. Armband on his left bicep, socks over his knees. His first game since April 26th. He's 1v1 with Waite. The captain strikes poorly. He may have miskicked it. It went right at Jamali Waite as the ball was tamely trickling towards the goalkeeper in yellow, and we're back to square one, still 2-2 after 3 kicks each.
All knotted up, Ryan. I mean, somebody was going to try it. Potmar Boy, I think he might have just mishit it. That just doesn't look like his decision. I don't think that he was trying to drive it up the middle. I think that that's just a poor boot to the ball. And now, once again, all the focus back on Tristan Henry. Can he do it again?
It's Ricky Ruiz, who is good at penalties, but is quite consistent. He's taken 3 in his career for El Paso, all 3 low to the keeper's left. He's a left-footed player to give El Paso the advantage in the shootout. Ruiz goes right there, stings hard. Sometimes you can put it in the same spot every time, but technique is all that matters. He strikes it well, and Tristan Henry guessed correctly to the same spot that Ruiz always goes, but Ricky Ruiz scores. It's 3-2.
I don't think anybody saves that one. That is an absolute laser off that boot. It whips in, it hits that far post. Perfect from Ruiz, and now all eyes on Margarita.
And all the momentum is with El Paso Locomotive at home in downtown El Paso. Gerald Margarita, he missed his penalty in the shootout against New Mexico United, or rather missed his penalty in the regular season against New Mexico. Marga on his right, 1v1 with Waite. Gerald Margarita scores. It's so finely taken too, as he notches one into the bottom corner to the goalkeeper's right. 3-3, the 5th taker for El Paso. I believe is one of the young guns, Kev.
I think it's their academy guy that they brought on.
It is Raul Vasquez.
There's no way he doesn't have a following. I don't know exactly who he is, but every time that he's been even mentioned on the screen, the crowd
Local
erupts.
kids do well.
Local kid has to have a little cult following.
Much like Potmar Boy, has never taken a professional penalty. He's the 5th man for Wilmer Cabrera's team tonight. Can Tristan Henry take another back? Vasquez scores and gets Henry guessing wrong. A kiss to the wrist and a wave to the crowd for the kid. Raul Vasquez has put all the pressure on the shoulders of Phoenix's number 9. Isan Sacco will take the 5th for Phoenix to keep them alive in this game, Kev.
I don't know if I want to say what I'm going to say. I'll say it. I don't know if there's anybody who you'd rather be in this spot. Isan Nino Sacco, Johnny on the spot. This is exactly who you want.
Has missed 2 of his last 5, but has scored both of his penalties for Phoenix Rising. Both high, one to the left, one to the right. Sacco trying desperately to keep Phoenix in this game, in the shootout, and give them a chance to keep their cup dreams alive in the Jägermeister Cup. Sacco versus Waite. Isan Sacco scores! And it's a superb penalty. Struck hard and high where Waite could not get it to his left, and we will head to a sudden death portion of the penalty shootout. It is mano-a-mano, 1-for-1 from here on out.
And that's why you saved Sacco for last. You talked about how he missed his last 2 penalties, or not the last two of his last 5. It's because he takes those. Those are stingers to the high corner. You're not going to stop those if you're a goalkeeper. What stops those penalties is the taker itself. It was perfectly taken. It was perfectly slotted. You put him in the 5 hole because you know that the only man that can stop him is himself. He was the man to keep the wall.
Brian Romero, right-footed, not taking a penalty before for El Paso. Sidestep, shuffle, hop, and he puts it just over the reach of Tristan Henry. Henry guessed right, diving high to his right. But Romero just kind of put it on the roof of the goal and knocked it away. And how about this? This is great pressure that you'd love to put on a young player if you were either team. 15-year-old Anthony Capatillo will take the penalty for Phoenix Rising. The second youngest player in club history. The youngest player in 2025's campaign that has been filled with youth. Capatillo's right-footed. He is 11 years Jamali Waits Jr. He must score. Anthony Capatillo steps up and he strikes one well into the bottom corner. How about that for the teenager to keep this one within touching distance, 5-5 in the shootout?
I may not have smiled more the entire year. That was beautiful. Even Tristan has a massive smile on his mug. That was perfectly taken by Capatillo. What a moment for the 15-year-old, second youngest in club history.
Frank DeRoma will take the 7th. He has the unique advantage of having spent plenty of time in MLS Next Pro over the last year. They take penalties at the end of every tied game because,
why not?
Of course, he has scored 3 of his last 5, all to the goalkeeper's right, but never to the corner. It is very worth noting. Can Tristan Henry stop another and set Phoenix Rising up for a potentially game-winning kick? DeRoma, a wide angle. Frank DeRoma guides it into the corner. He's never put one there. Henry guessed where he normally goes, but DeRoma went somewhere new, and it's 6-5, and the pressure stays on Phoenix Rising, and it will belong to their newest recruit, the Belgian Xian Emmers.
This is unbelievable. I don't know what I'm watching right now. My heart is going a million miles a minute, but it's all up to Xian Emmers.
Will we get to the goalkeepers? Is starting to be my question in this game. We've seen some fine penalties so far tonight. Right foot of Emmers. Waite makes himself big in the net. Emmers scores. Scorcher. Clean as you like. Waite guesses wrong. Emmers puts it to the goalkeeper's right. It's 6-6. They just keep on moving. 7 kicks in. We are still tied.
Beautifully taken by Emmers. That one just stings the top left corner. Little European flair from both of the guys who have played in Europe. Sacco and Emmers both with probably the best taken penalties of anyone for Phoenix. Beautiful.
What we just said for DeRoma, the MLS Next Pro stuff, also applies to Beto Avila, who spent time last year with Sporting Kansas City too. He's also moonlighted with Austin FC in his younger days. He has scored 3 of his prior 4. Tristan Henry talking his talk. Avila, 2 arms in his hips. Short run up. Beto Avila stopped by Tristan Henry. And Ryan Flood will have a chance to win it for Phoenix Rising. Tristan Henry saves the second penalty of the night and gives Phoenix Rising the opportunity to claim 2 points and stay alive by the skin of their teeth in the Jägermeister Cup.
Who else but the boy from Arizona?
The local lad has taken 1 penalty in his career. It was May 17th of 2018. He scored it to the goalkeeper's right. The left foot of Ryan Flood to secure 2 points for Phoenix Rising. The Tempe kid scores, and Phoenix waltz away with a win in a shootout in the Jägermeister Cup. 7-6, your final score in the shootout after 2-2 in regulation. And Phoenix Rising will wave away the crowd, and they have got what feels like a win here tonight in El Paso.
It's a win. I mean, especially after a shootout like that, it wasn't one that was given for free. That was a win for Phoenix. They keep themselves alive in the Jaeger Cup. So many things at play, but it was a hard-fought game. You wish they would have came out with 3. 2 will do at least for now, at least until tomorrow.
El Paso can still technically advance. They would have to really do well. But Phoenix Rising find a way. They get it done tonight. They trailed so late on. They score a beautiful goal, not a gorgeous one, but of hard work and intensity to get to 2-2. And then in the shootout, they stave off the pressure. They win their 3rd shootout of the year in 3 tries. They've been fantastic. We'll break it all down in the post-game wrap-up presented by Crown Public House. Phoenix Rising, winners in West Texas here on the night. You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL champions.
Bliss and a burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
Hey Phoenix Rising fans, this is Discount Tire, your hometown tire retailer and trusted partner on the road for over 65 years. We know it can be overwhelming when buying tires, but we're here to help. Our online tire buying guide, Treadwell, makes finding the right tire simple. Just plug in your vehicle, location, and driving habits, and Treadwell will give you unbiased, personalized recommendations based on your needs, not based on price. Inviting, easy, and safe. Just how tire buying should be. Shop tires with Treadwell at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
Join in on the Sports Zoo on your ride home from work with Dave Rooster Bierstein. Join Rooster as he lays down what's happening around sports and makes it clear what's on his mind.
Oh my.
Catch the day's craziest stories and some of the latest numbers from the sports books across the valley. The Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
I think that's kind of a wild option.
Weekdays 5 to 6 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Time for one last kick of the ball on tonight's match. It's Rising Radio postgame wrap-up on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
A win is a win. I think that's what they say. A 2-2 draw in 90 minutes for Phoenix Rising. Goals from own goal and Darius Johnson tap in from 1 inch out. And that is the result today for Phoenix Rising that gets them to the shootout. And then in the shootout, Tristan Henry, not Patrick Rakowski, saves 2 of the 8 kicks he faces as Phoenix Rising wins 7-6. The postgame wrap-up show presented by Crown Public House here on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network. Ryan Sikora, Kevin Cardez, Sammy O'Brien, our engineer Leo Lopez helping us out here tonight in El Paso. Kevin, you thought it was a win, and it's huge for momentum no matter what it is, because Phoenix continue to find ways to fight and claw in these contests.
And I think maybe the team disagreed with me. The reaction after that final penalty win was not one of
Not
jubilation.
enough.
It was not one of, let's go. I mean, that was a very, okay, I mean, the job's done, but I don't think that they were instructed to do anything but go get 3 points. They knew the objective today. This wasn't a game they went into saying, let's play our game, we'll let it roll out the way we want to after. They knew that they needed 3 points. They didn't get those. They still have a mathematical chance, but at the end of the day, you put the green on the sheet, and I think that that's important, because if they would have lost this one after all was said and done, it would have felt so deflating, but I think that they did just enough. I think that they were competent in the game in a lot of ways. The back line got shredded in a way where it just felt like, hey, we don't have our center backs out there, but when Pop Marboy came back, man, he looked like Pop Marboy, and I loved that.
I was surprised with that.
I think that this was a win for a lot of reasons. The health of the team looked a little better than I think that even you or I expected, especially when those guys came on that were inflicted. It's a win. It's a win to me.
So I would also add this. They started an 18-year-old who's likely going to college unless an offer comes in that hits his timeline in Braxton Montgomery at right back. They started an 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid who's already in college and playing with this team instead of that in Pierce Rizzo for the first time. And they started a 17-year-old who captained the side in Jamison Ping in the midfield. And then they brought on a 15-year-old off the bench who scored his penalty. This is a team that is leaning in to an identity, and that is of youthfulness, and that is of just never say die attitude. They are going to fight and fight and fight, and that is, for someone, and this is maybe biased to say, and it's a long tangent, who lived through not only last season, but parts of the 2023 season and the abysmal 2022 season. Phoenix Rising has never felt this fun in the last 5 years. Maybe pre-COVID, sure, but they have been so fun this year.
And I think that they're carving out an identity that starts from the ground up. This isn't a football club that's going to buy their way to success year in and year out. They're going to lose their coach and then lose their guys, and they're going to rebuild it from the ground up on a payroll. This is the team that just threw out 4 guys who came from the academy of the total people who played on the pitch. We would have never said that last year. And it starts with the coach. It starts with Pamadokah saying, I have faith in the academy. And suddenly, although they haven't turned too many into professionals yet, in year 1, you have played, I think, 5 different academy kids. You played 4 tonight alone. You had a 15-year-old convert a penalty on the spot in a clutch moment. It is a shift in a philosophy. It is an ideological shift. And I think it's a youth movement in Phoenix that matters so much. And above all of that, they're in the hunt for a home playoff game. After all of that is said and done, it is a success so far through 16 match weeks of the championship and at the end of Jaeger Cup play.
That home playoff game is what we'll talk about on the other end of the break. We've got a big one coming up, a midweek, a couple weeks from now against Orange County, as Phoenix Rising try and continue to add points, sitting 5th in the Western Conference. More to come on the post-game wrap-up, presented by Crown Public House, live from El Paso. You're listening to Rising Radio, home of the 2023 USL champions.
Bliss and a burst of red smoke. Phoenix Rising, our home. Welcome to 38th and Washington.
Stick around for more as our broadcast continues.
Buying a house can seem almost impossible, especially today. But with the right agent in your corner, it makes the challenge seem effortless. Hi, I'm Connor Cochran with Good Oak Real Estate, your go-to agent in the Valley. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Because finding the perfect home shouldn't be stressful, it should be exciting. Call 480-688-3200 today. Again, that's 480-688-3200. Let's have the conversation.
Hey Phoenix Rising fans, this is Discount Tire, your hometown tire retailer and trusted partner on the road for over 65 years. We know it can be overwhelming when buying tires, but we're here to help. Our online tire buying guide, Treadwell, makes finding the right tires simple. Just plug in your vehicle, location, and driving habits, and Treadwell will give you unbiased, personalized recommendations based on your needs, not based on price. Inviting, easy, and safe. Just how tire buying should be. Shop tires with Treadwell at discounttire.com. Let's get you taken care of.
Join in on the Sports Zoo on your ride home from work with Dave Rooster Bierstein. Join Rooster as he lays down what's happening around sports and makes it clear what's on his mind.
Oh my.
Catch the day's craziest stories and some of the latest numbers from the sports books across the valley. The Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
I think that's kind of a wild option.
Weekdays 5 to 6 p.m. on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
This is the Rising Radio post-game wrap-up on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.
Well, hey, bud. That's a win and a penalty shootout win in 2 road games to start this leg of road games, away days. They've got one more to go, Kevin Cardes. I'm Ryan Sikora, post-game wrap-up presented by Crown Public House, live from Southwest University Park in downtown El Paso. Phoenix Rising 2, El Paso Locomotive 2, Phoenix Rising 7, El Paso Locomotive 6 in the shootout. Tristan Henry, the hero, late, but I thought the best player in this game, at least from my perspective, was Isan Sako in terms of a consistent threat Is there another player, or is it the same player for you that comes to mind?
I think Emi Quayshaw on the back left was really, really staunch all night long. I think that he gave up a little bit of pressure, but I also agree. Nino was great, and I think that one thing that he's done that a lot of the forwards have struggled to do in Phoenix in 2025 is give you a 90-minute performance that is to be feared by the other team from start to finish. From the moment that first whistle went off to the moment the third did, he was running out of a cannon. He is consistently a threat. That penalty that he took as the fifth was one of the best penalties taken for the club in a while.
Yep.
He is super, super talented, and when he puts it all together out there with that energy and the mojo that he puts out on the pitch, it's a really, really good 90 minutes, man.
Chapeau to Ryan Flood as well, who played as the center back tonight. It was a good showing. Now let's look forward. You get some minutes into Pamadou Ka, or into Pop More Boys' legs if you're Pamadou Ka. Now you've got a long break off. The team is going to take a mental health break, is the word from Coach Pa. They're going to take some days off, reset, get away, have some fun, camaraderie, and then they'll come back. It's a midweek game at the end of the month against Orange County back in the league before you really get to kind of rest and get back into the home game run of things. That's a really vital game against an opponent that's kind of reeling, and it's away from home. You've got a chance to get some back from last year's loss, too. That's a big one.
A number that we've said a few times in terms of away games. Phoenix and their next 4 have 3 away games and 1 home game. They're going to go away to Orange County, they come home and they play 1, and then they go to Tampa, and they also go to Lexington in a back-to-back, and then finally you have that stretch of home games. This midweek that they get in about 10 days is crucial because now they get a little off time. You mentioned the mental health break. They're going to go have a little bit of fun, but most importantly, health. And I think they're in a better spot than even you or I had thought. Emmers came back way sooner than I thought. I didn't think that he was going to play today. I didn't think he was going to play in Orange County. He played tonight. He gave them a good half-hour shift. Potmar Boy looked fantastic for 40 minutes of play because they had that 10 minutes of extra added time came on there. He played a long time, way longer than you thought that either of us had in the tank. His legs looked great. He looked fast. He looked mobile. I think they did a really good job being conservative with his rest and prep, and now he's ready to go. Now all eyes on Acela Senge because him and Remy Cabral are the ones who are knocking on the door being back. There's a chance that come Orange County, one of those 2 guys is back in the squad.
So Orange County, by the way, they had gone 3 games without a win in the USL Championship. Well, they are trouncing 10-man Las Vegas right now, 3-0 up in the 70th minute. They should have been 3-0 up in the first 25 minutes, and then a player for Las Vegas got sent off, so they scored their third. They've coasted in this game. Orange County up to 9th in the West, 20 points, just 3 points off of Phoenix. They've played a game less. So that's the Western Conference in a nutshell. If Rising lose, they can be out of the playoff line. If they win, they could jump up to 3rd or a home playoff spot if they really do their job. That's kind of the environment that Phoenix is stepping into. You look at this run, and now you say, hey, this is who we play. Orange County, who are out of a playoff spot in the Western Conference. Then you come back home, like you said. You play Birmingham, who are just barely in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. Tampa are out of the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. These are games that Phoenix Rising, when you look at the table, and the table can lie, they should win.
And Lexington, the one that you had left out there, to me might be the most important because they have an opportunity to get back the tiebreaker because they lost that game 1-0 at home. They need the tiebreaker on their side because in a Western Conference that's so compact, there are going to be ties at the end of the 30-week match schedule for the USL Championship. You want every tiebreaker that you can rack up. We talked about that when they lost to Monterey Bay initially, and then they came back home and they beat them at 38th in Washington. Now you lose to Lexington at 38th. Can you go on the road for the very first time in club history and win in Kentucky? That is a massive game. That one is the one I have circled on my schedule because it has all of the implications in the world, especially in a compact Western Conference.
So that's it. Phoenix Rising pick up 2 wins in Kevin's terms in the last 2 games away from home. A win in the Coliseum and a win tonight at Southwest University Park in El Paso. This one came in a shootout, 2-2 in regulation, 7-6 in kicks from the mark at the end. So for Sammy O'Brien, our engineer, for Leo Lopez, for Kevin Cardez, saying so long from El Paso. I've been Ryan Sikora on the Phoenix Rising Radio Network.